where Volkswagen produces 4,200 autos a day. Today, VW is showing off a new, one-of-a-kind set of wheels. Not the car, it's a luxury model Phaeton. The new vehicle is in the trunk.
The biggest challenge was to figure out a design where we can fold it up that it is so small, that it is roughly 700 millimeters in diameter. So this is bik.E. Bik.E itself is a very, very small electric bike, which weighs roughly 20 kilos, goes at 20 kilometers per hour, and has a range of 20 kilometers. So you can roughly ride on it for 1 hour. And so it's really fun to drive. It's lightweight, it's easy, it has a lot of torque when you start off. It's much more quiet than a motor scooter.
There is only one bik.E in the world, this prototype, created by engineer Gerrit Schmidt and his micro-mobility concept team. The bosses at Volkswagen challenged them to come up with a very small new vehicle for cities.
We are a team of roughly 10 people working on it for about 1 year. We were looking on vehicles for urban mobility. If you add this to a car, you can park outside and use this for the small distances within the city.
Early on, they hit upon the idea of a vehicle which folds into a donut shape. The bosses love it.
The first idea we had was to stick it on the back of an SUV where the spare wheel is usually. So that brought in the round shape, we then realized. And from there, our thoughts developed a little bit because we thought not only SUV drivers might need such a concept, but in any car it should be fitted in. This is a plywood model. We wanted to have a feeling, we wanted to have hardware very quickly, because without any hardware, you can't see how this folding you think about on a computer works. And this was the first way to see, like, does it work or does it not? And so we thought a step further and then quickly identified that we don't want to change anything on the car. And so every car has a spare wheel compartment or a spare wheel space, and actually we then fitted it in there.
Designer Nissan Kukam gives bik.E the signature VW look. Clean, simple, innovative. But that means all the cables and mechanical parts have to be hidden away.
You see nothing except the surface of the bike from the outside. The batteries are within this frame, and the whole drivetrain is here in the back hub. So we put a lot of effort to keep this clean design, to put all the components inside.
Fitting everything inside a small, neat package is engineer Martin Klopov's job. He uses software to work and rework the design.
I'm going to zoom in here and show you where the batteries are. You can see them here, these gray boxes. We can also take a look at the motor. With your standard motor you get something like this, which is pretty wide, and we couldn't make the package to be flat enough to fit in the trunk with a motor like this. So what we did was we took a brushless outrunner motor, and which is much smaller than the one that's in here, and we put a gear for reduction in the hub, and that gave us the possibility to even fit the speed controller in the hub, so everything is one compact unit and it's in the rear wheel. So here we have the rear folding joint, and what we can see is that it's full of wires over here, because everything coming from the battery going to the motor has to go through this joint. This brake wire is not following the path of the electrical wires, because that would cause too much friction here in this tight bend. So we put it down here rather straight, and we disconnected it at the joint, which is done by this small mechanism here, which automatically disconnects the brake wire when you fold the bike to the trunk position, and when you unfolded it back to driving position, it automatically connects, so you do not have to care for the safety of your brakes.
Very difficult. It took us quite some time. To do something that folds down, it's not too difficult. To do something that folds down so tiny in so few steps without the need of using any tools, we haven't seen this before. So basically, we got like 2 mechanical brakes, as you know it from motorcycles or bikes. We got a light in the front, a light in the back to ensure safety while riding, so that you can be seen when you ride. We got a neat little display here, which if it's turned on, then you see your speed, so how fast are you driving. And what's more important with electric bikes, you see how far you still can go.
Garrett's bosses like bik.E so much, they give it a splashy debut in the world's fastest growing auto market, at the Auto China Show in Beijing. There might be only one bik.E in the world right now, but the plan is to make a more advanced working prototype.
We want to improve the possibilities of connecting it to the car, linking it to the car, which means, for example, having it recharged while it is in the trunk of the car, but as well to integrate it into the navigational system. That means if you go with your car, then your navigational system of the car says, park your car here, take out your bik.E from the trunk and ride the rest of the journey with that bike.
Garrett's goal is to offer bik.E to anyone who's buying a Volkswagen. It seems bik.E's journey is just beginning.